morning, everybody. Hold on, I said good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing this morning? Everybody all right?
Yes.
Everybody okay?
Yes.
Are y'all excited to be here?
Yes.
Are y'all glad that you're finally here?
Yes.
Some of y'all have been waiting a long time to be here, huh?
Yes.
But the question is, was anybody forced into being here? You don't have to answer, you can just blink 7 times quickly.
You're loving me the way I do love you. Carefree, all my worries gone, and days are beautiful. Feel you, feel your skin on mine, and all the things we do. Won't you? I won't spend my time with you. She's looking at me sadly, saying, baby, waiting for you take so long. Just take so long. What am I supposed to do when I'm without you?
Alright, now over on this side, this huge structure right there, this is currently the largest hotel that we have in Belize today. It's the Ramada by Wyndham Princess Hotel and Donation Center. We no longer call them casinos. We call them for what they truly are. Alright? Now if I see anything over on this side worth pointing out, it will be referred to as the driver's side. Anything over on this side will be referred to as the passenger side. And I know collectively we are all passengers of this bus, so let's not be too literal about it. Alright? Now keeping your attention once again over on the passenger side, which is today one of the most famous park that we have in Belize, the DJ Park. Back in the day, this was the first landing strip or airstrip that we had in Belize. Charles Lindbergh landed his aircraft right there on that stretch of land in 1927. Now, who among us can tell me what is the name of the aircraft that Mr. Lindbergh flew? Shout it out if you know it. Perfectly right. The Spirit of St. Louis, not to get it mistaken with Spirit Airlines, like I hear somebody saying all the way from the back there. Not Spirit Airlines, but the Spirit of St. Louis. All right. Most of these high rises that you see, especially here on the driver's side, most of these that you see throughout the country of Belize are actually call centers or BPOs. Belize is a haven for call centers, and you will learn exactly why that is before you leave today. We are now passing through one of the richer neighborhoods that we have here in Belize City. This is the Kings Park neighborhood. Now the name alone is self-explanatory. This is the rich folks playground. Homes in the neighborhood ranges from anywhere between 75,000 to about $1 million plus US dollars. So if your home currently values anywhere between or above the mentioned figure, then I agree. What exactly are you all waiting on? You yourselves could be here in our country, living like the kings and queens that you truly are.
Loving me the way I do love you.
The average depth of water along Belize City's coastline, 5 feet of water. For the most part, Belize City is at sea level. There are certain portions of my city that is as low as 3 feet below sea level. And that is why you're going to notice that we have seawalls protecting majority of the coastline of my city. Alright, now we're passing by the newly renovated Marion Jones Sporting Complex. Miss Marion Jones represented the United States of America in the 2000 Sydney Olympics. Not only did she win a gold medal, but she had also set the world record for the 100 meters at that time. Now for her victory lap, she used two flags, the American flag and, of course, the Belizean flag. Now for those of you all that are wondering, Miss Marion was born in the USA, but her ancestors were born right here in Belize. So that automatically gave her dual citizenship, making her a Belizean just as much as she is a proud American. And the same would go for Miss Simone Biles, if you all should happen to know who that is. I mean,
me the way I do love you. Carefree, all my worries gone, and days are beautiful. Feel you, feel.
We all gotta go to school and earn our tour guide license. Speaking of school, this is the high school that I attended. Boys and Girls High School, the Nazarene High School, and the uniform code is dark brown bottoms and white tops. This building right here at the corner, this is actually the Church of Nazarene. And by the way, I would say about 75% of all schools across my country, primary and secondary level, do have a church in their yard.
Loving me the way I do love you. Carefree, all my worries gone, and days are beautiful. Feel you, feel your skin on mine, and all the things we do. Won't you? I won't spend my time with you. She's looking at me sadly, saying, baby, waiting for you take so long. Just take so long. What am I supposed to do when I'm without you? Then she runs away. The sun is gone and nothing left to say. Then she runs away, and happiness belongs to yesterday. Then she runs away. I take what's left of love to find a better place to stay. The world stops, I hold my breath.
And if it's a church-based school that your parents decide that they're gonna send you, then please know, before you enter the classroom, you gotta pray. Before we exit that classroom for break, you gotta pray. We re-enter that classroom after break, you gotta pray. Before you step out of that classroom to go home for lunch, because they do allow you to exit the compound for lunch, most of them give an hour. You pray before you get out the classroom. Before you enter that classroom after lunch, you pray. And of course, when you leave in the evening to go home for safekeeping, you pray. And if your parents have an issue with that, they know not to send you to a church-based school, because that rule is not going to change. We don't want it to change. There are other schools that your parents can send you to if they have a problem with you praying that much. That is not going to change. We have a very high literacy rate in Belize. I would say about 91%. Loving me the way I do love you. Carefree, all my worries gone, and days are beautiful. Feel you, feel your skin on mine, and all the things we do. Won't you?
won't spend my time with you. She's
Well, the thing is, when it comes to air condition, you can easily look at a person's home. You do not even have to know who resides there, and you can tell their financial status. No, seriously, just by looking on the homes, because if you see an air condition on it, then you know they're not struggling. That's middle class or upper class, because the average Belizean household cannot afford air conditioning in their homes. And that's also one of the main reasons as we exit Belize City and as we get closer to Ainha, you will get to know or and get to see that most of the homes out in these areas are up on stilts. And there are a few factors that would make you want to put your homes on stilts. Number one, for these areas that we're heading, because as we exit the city, we're going deeper into the jungle. So the number one reason for you to put your home up on stilts is to keep unwanted critters from outside your house. Number two, flooding. If you know that your land is prone to flooding, then you want to put your home up on stilts. All right. The third reason why you want to put your home up on stilts, ventilation. Once again, the average Belizean cannot afford air conditioning in your homes. So the higher your home is, the more windows and doors you have on it, then the cooler air passes through. If you have kids, you'd want to put your home up on stilts, because whenever your eldest child is of maturity and they want to, as we say in Belize, handle their own door key, meaning have their privacy, they can literally build right beneath you and still have the privacy that they so care for. And it also works if it just happens to have some neighbors that you cannot deal with. You can just literally pick the house up and put it somewhere else.
What if? What if everything they ever taught you about history was a lie? For generations, we've been handed a version of history that hides more than it reveals. A story rewritten by those who erased our names, our faces, and our truth. Black History Case Files Buried Heritage takes you deep into the shadows of time, where lost records, secret archives, and buried evidence tell a very different story. Join me as we follow a trail of hidden clues, royal lineages disguised, powerful nations rewritten, and a heritage buried beneath centuries of deception. Each chapter feels like opening a sealed file, revealing truths that challenge everything you thought you knew about who we are and where we come from. This isn't just a book, it is an awakening. And once you open these files, there's no going back. The truth was buried, but now it's time to dig it up.
Belize, but we've exited Belize City. We are now passing through the largest village in the country of Belize, and the name of the biggest village in Belize that we're now passing through is Ladyville. What's the name of the biggest village? Ladyville. Alright, now Ladyville is home to, at the moment, the only international airport that we have in the country. And we do have international carriers coming into the country daily. All right. Ladyville is home to our Coca-Cola factory. Now I'm talking about real Coca-Cola. I'm talking about Coca-Colas in glass bottles with the stoppers on top, and you're not going to taste any corn syrup as a form of sweetener. We grow sugar cane in Belize, high quality sugar cane, I might add.
loving me the way I do love you. Carefree, all my worries gone, and days are beautiful. Feel you, feel your skin on mine, and all the things.
Next to our beer factory, here in Ladyville, we also have the headquarters for our Belize Defense Force, or BDF, as we Belizeans refer to them, BDF, Belize Defense Force. On the same compound as the BDF, we also have the British Army there with them. We also have the DEA and the CIA on that same compound. So I want y'all to see how heavily secured our beer factory is, because that's how important it is to Belize's existence.
That you're loving me the way I do love you. Carefree, all my worries gone, and days are beautiful. Feel you, feel your skin on mine, and all the things we do. Won't you? I won't spend my time with you. She's looking at me sadly, saying, baby, waiting for you take so long. Just take so long. What am I supposed to do when I'm without you? Then she runs away, the sun is gone.
A lot of people are not even aware that you can actually drive from Canada and the US down to Belize. Did you all know this? There's only one country between Belize and the US. What small little country? Mexico. You may have heard about that country. Hey, that's the only one between Belize and the USA. So those of you all wanting to load up your RVs, saddle up your Harleys, your Indians, your Ducatis, and do a road trip on down to Belize, vroom vroom, don't stop in you all. The monies of Belize is referred to as Belize dollars. The exchange rate is exactly 2 Belize dollars to 1 US. Our conversion rate does not ever fluctuate. So we're not like other countries of the world. We're dependent on the strength of that country's economy. That would determine the exchange rate to the American dollar, not Belize. Ever since 1976, the Belize dollar has been pegged to the United States dollar at 2 to 1. So whatever US currency you all brought to my country today, you are now twice as rich. Those of you all that are saving towards your 401k, bring that savings with you when you move down to Belize, and you double up, because your 401k now becomes your 802k, baby. How you doing? The price of fuel in my country is on average $6 US a gallon, $12 Belize. The highest I've seen it on was $6.75 US. The lowest I've seen it as about $2.50. That was many moons ago. So 5 Belize, the lowest I've seen it. The highest I've seen it was about $13.50. Belize. And because of the high cost of fuel, that is why you're going to find a lot of BMWs. No disrespect, but you're going to find a lot of BMWs on our streets. Now, when I say BMW, I'm not referring to the fancy German engineering vehicles that some of you all are driving back home. When I say BMW, I'm talking about black man walking. So yes, you can drive to Belize. You can fly down to Belize. You can sail on down to Belize. But even though Belize is so easily accessible, especially to Americans and Canadians, There's a lot of people in the USA and Canada today that still have no idea that Belize exists. The flight time from here to Miami would not exceed an hour and a half. Houston, 2.5 hours. Dallas, 3 hours. But still, a lot of people are one flight away and have no idea that this beautiful, peaceful country Belize is awaiting their arrival. You see, but I must admit that there are two main reasons why people still might not know about Belize. Reason number one, the name of my country was not always Belize. In the past, we have had a name change. Who among us can tell me what that name was before we changed it? Perfectly right. British Honduras. British Honduras. Not to get it mistaken with the Honduras of present. It's just like today in the USA, you all have New Mexico, while there's Mexico right across. In Canada, they have British Columbia, while we still have Columbia there today in South America. So prior to 1973, the name of my country was, everybody? British Honduras. So that's reason number one. Second reason why people might not know about us, and I say this respectfully. I say this respectfully. But the second reason why people still might not know about us, we do not fight any wars. And by the way, tourism is the #1 foreign exchange earner for my country. 1 in every 4 Belizeans are positively impacted by tourism. There are times when tourism is responsible for up to 47% of my country's GDP. Some of y'all are wondering right now, hey Bernie, does Belize allow foreigners to come and own property? Yes, we do. If you're driving around, you might see a lot of for sale signs with the number of the real estate agent on it. You give that agent a call, and if the price is right, then come on down. We're like Bob Barker, baby. So if you're wondering, hey Bernie, how do you all Belizeans feel about us, you know, foreigners coming and living in your country? Honestly, we love you. We don't care who you are, where you're from, what you have, what you do not have. Just know the culture of Belize and Belizeans. We love and respect everybody. We give you the respect and we want back the respect. Are we good? Now, most countries within the Caribbean, they would have what is known as a CBI, citizenship by investment, which means you have to invest about $100,000 US into that country. You get the passport and you can travel around the Caribbean. Belize is not included under that CBI. We have something cheaper and much easier. So for those of you all that are contemplating about making Belize your home away from home, all I want you all to research or Google QRP Belize. Let's put that in. QRP Belize. Qualified Retiree Program Belize. And when you see the requirements for you to qualify, after you've met the requirements, I want you to read through the incentives. Now, the first question you will ask yourselves when reading through the incentives, is this legal? Yes, it is. We make it as easy as possible for you all. Now, you come to my country, you invest your money, you purchase your property, you have title to these properties. These properties remain in your possession until you a family member decide what they're going to do with it. The only time my government can and will take a property away from foreigner or even Belizean is if for some reason you came and you invest money that you did not earn the right way. Let me just put it that way. You know where I'm coming from, right? But if it's your hard-earned money that you worked for or inherited, it's yours until somebody, if you pass away as the owner, then your family takes over. Aside from that, my government cannot take away property from you. Under our constitution in Belize, at the age of 18, which is the legal age for us, every natural born Belizean is entitled to a piece of land given to us by my government. Do you know any other country like that?
No.
Oh yeah, we do pay property taxes, mama. But the property taxes has to do a lot with the value and the location of the property. Let me just put it this way. Villages, like the ones that we're passing through, anything like an acre size of property, an acre and under, they pay anywhere between $2.50 to about $20 for the year.
Where?
Yeah.
See.
Yeah. The average size of property given to us by our government at the age of 18, and I don't want nobody to think, okay, when you reach 18, somebody from the lands department will be knocking at your door telling you, okay, do you know that you're entitled to a piece of land? No. You should know that as a Belizean, and your job is to walk in to the lands department and apply for your piece of property. If they cannot give you exactly the area that you're applying for, they will give you as close to the area as possible. Now, residential areas I'm referring to, on average, the size will be about a quarter of an acre, 100 by 100. And when you get your lease, you have 3 years for you to take it from lease into title. Now the purchase price from the government to get it from lease into title is on average $250 US. That's all my government is charging you for it. $250 US. Now when you get that title, somebody could be waiting right outside the lands department wanting to purchase that piece of property that you just got title for. You are allowed to do that. You can sell it. You can do whatever you want with it. Now, I just want to let you know, as soon as you get the title for that piece of property, do you know what's the value of that immediately? About $13,000 US minimum. Can only be higher. 13,000, but you see how much my government is charging? Only $250 US for you to get it from lease into title. Go ahead. Ay, what took you so long? Now we're going to talk business, suki now. But before I answer that one, my good sir, sorry about that. Go right ahead. You wanted to ask me something, or I answered it already? All right. Now she wants to talk money. Average annual income in Belize. Well, let me just put it this way. The hourly minimum wage for us Belizeans has never been as high as it is today. Give a round of applause for Belize. Which is a whopping $2.50 US per hour, which is among the highest in Central America and among the highest in the Caribbean. The average annual income for Belizeans would be about $7,500 US for the year. as a Belizean to be paying income tax, you need to be making more than 14,000 US dollars for the year. And once you are at that threshold, you are now taxed at 25% plus. No banking institution in their right state of mind will give you a mortgage based on 7,500 US dollars for the year, especially knowing interest rates on these mortgages can be as high as 13.5%. The math is not mathing, she says. Alright, so now the population of Belize, we're a small country. Let me just put it this way. You see the island of Jamaica, and prayers of blessings come down for them that were affected by Hurricane Melissa. But Belize land size is twice the size of Jamaica when it comes to the size of the land. Jamaica's population would be about 3 million people. So what do you think the population of Belize is today? Muy perfecto. Under 500,000 residents. Not even 500,000 people. 430,000. But yet, half of Belize's population is living below poverty line. Now, am I contradicting my own self? No, I'm not. It simply means there is a lot of highly educated Belizeans in the country today who sadly cannot get the salaries to reflect their education. And that is why today countries like the USA, Canada, UK and Taiwan has been hiring a lot of bright-minded Belizeans, which has already caused a major brain drain for Belize. So what can we do? What would be recommended for us to stop this brain drain from occurring? We need to come up with innovative ways and ideas of creating better paying jobs, and we need to mentor our young bright-minded Belizeans to be business owners. And once we do that and the diaspora decide, you know what, okay, it's time for me to go back home, our population would be about 1.3 million Belizeans in the country. So yes, today we have more Belizeans working and living abroad than what we have in the country today. Now you might be wondering, how is it that members of this 50% that's living below poverty line, how can they ever experience what it is to be a first-time home owner? Well, listen up, because this is the way we do it. If you find somebody that you want to start a future with, and say for example, both of you all already got your piece of land from the government, you're gonna decide which parcel of land is best for you all to start building. After you've made that decision, now you're both gonna work and you're gonna save monies for about 3 years. Monies that has been saved over that 3-year span, you will now use those monies to literally build the foundation of your home. When the money is finished, you work and save again for another 3 years and you build the walls. You get the idea now. You're gonna continuously working, saving and building until your home is finished. Now it all depends on how much you're bringing in for the year. Then it could take a Belizean family a year, sometimes 10 years for them to finish their homes. But once that home is finished and you move into it, it's bought and paid for. So you do not owe anybody a penny. So the way we build is pretty much like a prepaid cellular plan. You can only use what you put in there, and when it's finished, you got to top it up. You get the idea. How many of you all are familiar with the Mennonites? Put your hand up if you're familiar with the Mennonites. All right. We have the Mennonites here in Belize, and we are grateful and thankful for the Mennonites that came to Belize in the late 50s. They were living as far south as Chihuahua, Mexico. And then the Belizean government wrote them a letter inviting them here, not only inviting them, but promising them their own lands. Don't have to pay any taxes. Don't have to join any military, because Belize, it's not mandated that we join military at the legal age of 18. Every military personnel that you see in uniform in Belize, they do that by choice. That's their choice. So a small amount of Mennonites came to see if what was promised by my government would have been delivered. It was. And they sent word to a larger amount to come and live in Belize. My government gave them the land, tax exemption, with the consent that, okay, they were going to assist us in agriculture and livestock, and they did. 65% of what we eat today across the country of Belize is grown by the Mennonites. The Mennonites have their own communities. They're great engineers, great architects, great farmers. Now, the Mennonites now, they came up with a clever idea, because they're building quality homes at the most affordable rate with minimal, if any, profit to them. So we can save our monies at home, and when we feel like we have enough, we drive to the Mennonite communities and we tell them how much we have. Based on the amount, we tell them they're gonna give us a tour of the different size and design homes that they already have built in their community. And when we decide, okay, this is the one we want, you give them 50% and they start the building. When it's finished, they give you a call. Your home is finished. You give them the rest. Now, you do not have to be overly concerned about how you're going to get your home from off their community onto your piece of property. I don't care where in the country it is. The same Mennonites that built your home, you pay them a little extra, and they will deliver and set that home up on your piece of property. So when they're finished with it, all you have to do as the owner, electrical and plumbing. And from Belize City to the western border, they have a promotion going on right now. Anywhere between Belize City and the western border, if you reside anywhere within that area and you purchase a home from them, they deliver and set up for free. Yes, no, it's not amazing, it's unbelievable. Alright? I'm not gonna, gentlemen, just ask about the crime. As much as I would like to, I'm not going to try to portray my country as a perfect country. Alright, we do have our share of crime, which mostly has to do with drug-related crimes. As a matter of fact, up until 2005, Belize as a country did not have a Coast Guard department to patrol all our Caribbean waters. And that's when the United States of America decided, you know what? Belize, they're an ally of ours. They don't have a Coast Guard, and a lot of drugs are passing through the Caribbean, that open water in front of Belize, into Mexico. Eventually Mexican cartels find a way to get it across the border into the US, and that's when the United States government decided, we need to assist Belize for them to also assist themselves, and it's a win-win situation for both countries. So the United States government and its wonderful taxpayers, you all founded and funded our Coast Guard department. Our Coast Guard is actually trained by the US Coast Guard. The only training US Coast Guard does that we in Belize Coast Guard, we do not have to partake in, to my knowledge, is or would be training in cold waters. We do not have cold waters in the country of Belize. The average temperature of our Caribbean Sea, 82 degrees Fahrenheit. That's like jacuzzi temperature water right there. So now, with the Coast Guard Department, we're seeing less and less drugs passing through the country of
that you're loving me the way I do love you.
What if? What if everything they ever taught you about history was a lie? For generations, we've been handed a version of history that hides more than it reveals. A story rewritten by those who erased our names, our faces, and our truth. Black History Case Files Buried Heritage takes you deep into the shadows of time, where lost records, secret archives, and buried evidence tell a very different story. Join me as we follow a trail of hidden clues, royal lineages disguised, powerful nations rewritten, and a heritage buried beneath centuries of deception. Each chapter feels like opening a sealed file, revealing truths that challenge everything you thought you knew about who we are and where we come from. This isn't just a book, it is an awakening. And once you open these files, there's no going back. The truth was buried, but now it's time to dig it up.
Forbid you to communicate freely with your family and friends on social media, all based on how I think and feel. You see, you are hereby shadow banned and de-amplified, suppressed and censored, all based on the will and the governing authority of the censorship masters. First Amendment rights be damned. You are hereby prohibited from free and fair collaboration, propagation, and dissemination of ideas and thoughts without the expressed approval of the digital overseer. Your channels, shorts, posts, tweets, text, audio, and videos are all under the authority and dominion of the digital overseer. You are hereby monitored and restricted without notification, consultation, or emancipation. It is an indefinite social media incarceration. Your hope is lost. Your freedom deferred. Unless you decide to make a change. For freedom.
Hebrew Connect TV. That's Hebrew Connect TV. This is not just another social media platform. It's the #1 social media platform for Israelites. Yeah, this one here, this is a game changer. It's a platform owned by Hebrews and operated by Hebrews. It's your ticket off of the digital plantation. It's a place where Israelites can go to find biblical answers, join online fellowships, listen to truth music, post and watch videos and animations, learn the Hebrew language, find the latest news, and if so desired, join a community. This is your digital city of freedom, where you are free to like, share, post, and subscribe to any video that you want, without having your videos shadow banned or your subscribers mysteriously sucked off and kidnapped by aliens. This platform here is Share Unfiltered, the way social media is supposed to be. A free and fair platform for all Israelites. So join us today in our digital city of freedom, HebrewConnect.tv. That's HebrewConnect.tv. And subscribe to the social media platform of freedom, the #1 platform for Israelites.